seconds here,
Okay.
and it says live, so hopefully it's going to be like it claims.
Yeah, like there's people that are just running around, like already on the chat.
Oh,
There's four. Yeah, they're already
chatting.
chatting. This comics. Really should have seen that coming. I cannot help myself and do that. I just hate. Jack says it's actually only half. I love comics. So yeah.
It always shows up later on the person's page. I swear. That's streaming it. So I'm glad you guys can see it.
Now.
Good. So we are live then and good?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yep, I see it there. Okay, well, hello, everybody. Yep, we are good. Hello, everybody. Hi, John. Cuck God Legacy. Chris Shaver. Hello. Today I am joined with the Nerd Wonder and I Love Comics. And, of course, I am Captain.
Engleteen.
Okay, you feel that's the way you want me to say you? Engleteen.
Yeah, Engleteen.
Hello.
Just to, pumping the channel a little bit there. Hey, there's Chef Jack, too. Howdy.
And Hulk's nipple. I just want to get that out there. I wanted to be the first to say that.
We're going to explain that, aren't we?
Okay, well, since we're just jumping in right there, let's get to Hulk's nipple, just so we just get this out right off the bat. We're going to talk about
nipple, which would have been a great variant cover, but no, it's going to be Hulk's nipple.
I'm never going. You never will let me live that down.
So you might as well change your channel's name to Hulk's nipple.
If anybody
it's going to be your identity from here on in.
Right. If anybody here doesn't know, this Hulk's nipple, I'm sorry, I can't get past that very well. The Nerd Wonder here is an artist, and she was talking about a cover. So go ahead, tell us a little bit about this wonderful Marvel cover and your thoughts about Hulk's nipple.
Okay. So I was looking at a little while ago the Marvel Legacy cover, and specifically you can look at and everybody was like, this is going to be the rebirth of Marvel. So you go and check out the cover of Marvel's rebirth. I mean, of DC's rebirth. Bleh. And DC's rebirth is Da Vinci's like creation of man. It's got all the metaphorical, it's got beauty, and it like jots you straight towards the light where Wally's hand is coming out. It's beautiful, breathtaking. And then you go to Marvel Legacy, where it's three people just staring out in the distance, but there's nothing to draw you in. So immediately your eyes go to Hulk's huge nipple that's just hanging above you.
And she's right. I didn't even notice that because I barely look at the cover for it because it's just not an exciting cover.
It's not. There's nothing to draw you in. There's nothing that envisions you. It's art. It's an F if you went to art school. That would be an F.
It's a failing.
It's pretty damn boring, yes. But a lot of covers these days really aren't great on the Marvel side.
Oh, they're not.
You know what? Oddly enough, Moon Girl and the Devil Dinosaur has some really good covers.
That person tries.
And the interior, so it really is it's not a good book, and that's a horrible character. But at least the on the Marvel side, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur tends to have consistently good covers. The one where she goes to Ego, the planet, stupid story, but wow. The colors on that were just awesome. The cover was excellent. And then on DC side, you've got all these beautiful painted variants and everything. Yeah.
There's and the variants as well. They got some really nice ones for Super Sons. And they're the same price as the regular stuff too. So you can pick either one.
And that's one of the better. They're not adding on $1 for a variant.
While we're on the subject of covers, Nerd Wonder, then you did a picture based on, what was it, Days of Future's past X-Men cover?
Yeah.
Engleteen right on the front of it, and I'm on there too, with a sign thing where it says doxed, which is really fitting because that's happened to me from a Marvel employee.
I thought so.
Well, actually, the reason I love it is it's got both of them. You kind of combine the masks, because I was like, gosh, what are we need a logo that's not licensed characters, and then you drew that. I was like, oh, there it is.
Was that the first time with the half mask then?
That was the first time that that was combined. Yes.
And that was
somebody
awesome.
combined it. Yep.
And I think it's great because it shows Chef Jack and you both. Gives you both credit.
I kind of heard you both together.
That was pretty cool. I mean, hey, yeah, please do that one more time so we can put it on our logo. That was freaking awesome. You know, as far as it is, I'm going to I want to make a T-shirt of it and wear it to and wear it around conventions.
Yeah,
because I'm a whore and I'll sell myself anywhere.
Yeah, I don't blame it.
You're gonna make a T-shirt not very soon, aren't you, Frugal?
I'm really thinking about it. I'm looking into it right now. Did you like that idea with the Dan Slott tweet making a T-shirt out of that?
That would be pretty cool.
That is awesome.
So yeah, I did not expect the outpour of people saying they wanted it. So I've got to move on it sooner than later. So
along with the Richard C. Meyer shirt, I mean, it's time to party.
Yeah, it's
I can't see myself if you have a YouTube channel. Why would you go around with a "Hi, I'm Richard C. Meyer" T-shirt? Why not go, "Hi, I'm Captain Frugal. Here is my YouTube channel."
Well, yeah, mine's gonna have as I said, I think about using that Dan Slott one, because it's perfect. It's talking crap about the guy in the Captain America mask, which would be me. So why not go for that? And I figured I could wear that during the videos too. So just a little slap in the face, since I know Dan's watching anyway, or at least he reads the headlines and
Senpai notices us.
Yeah.
Okay,
what's senpai? I heard somebody call me that one time.
Senpai is it's kind of an anime term. It's from Japan. It means higher up. Kind of like students will be calling their a kid that's a grade higher than them, or somebody that they put into higher respect. They'll call them their senpai.
A Pirate Monkey put Frugal on the back of the shirt. You should have #blocked by Dan Slott. I think that's awesome.
Oh, that is really good.
Yeah. Oh, Weaponized got a picture of Slotto Blocktavius. I'm like, yep, that's on it. Because if he ever comes down here, I'm wearing a Slotto Blocktavius shirt and going up and asking questions.
I vote we get a bunch of people to dress up in Richard C. Myers, the keyboard warrior, and Slotto Blocktavius, along with something I kind of thought about drawing, but I don't know if I'm ever gonna finish it. It's the Slotnals.
The Slotnals?
Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah. Nah, like I said, I would rather wear an I Love Comics, let Frugal wear Frugal. If there's one person that does not need free publicity in this entire group, it's diversity. He's got 40,000 subs. Let's get more subs for everybody else.
Share the love. Share the love.
That's right.
I know.
Yes,
when
Billy,
I heard let's all wear Richard C. Myers, I said, why don't we just, I don't know. Like I said, I'm kind of a whore. I kind of pimp my own station out. I was thinking, why don't we all show up with our own channels and we can show up as a group of individuals and, but I don't know.
I would have to get a Robin suit.
A Robin suit? Yeah, that's yours, isn't it? Yeah.
And Robin's awesome, so that worked great. But did you read the comments? It was yes, yes. This is my real voice for Nightwolf. Yes, this is my real voice.
Yeah. Oh, Billy Dick Lord of Memes. Yes, I am a weeb. I am fine with that.
Okay, I'm a nerd. I guess I'm gonna have to ask, what the heck is a weeb?
Okay, it's another anime term. It's what you call a super anime dork. Okay, I'm not a weeb because usually weeb means everything has to be Japan. They'll be English, it's that kid that won't stop saying everything's kawaii, which means cute in Japanese. They'll be like, man, this hot dog's so kawaii. And then you're like, why do you exist?
Ah, okay. I'm learning something. I need to go outside. I'm not big into the anime. I'm gonna need a lot of schooling on that. So
I'll get you some good stuff. You need to check out, if you like a cool action series, do check out Hellsing.
Okay.
Hellsing.
Heard of that one.
Hellsing. I'm writing that down right now. Just so.
Yeah, they got it in anime form, but read it. It's so good. I wanted, as a kid, that was, how everybody was talking about Spawn when you guys were younger, and it was Spawn was the coolest thing when you were a kid. As a little,
just for the record, we were adults when Spawn was new. old.
That's fine. But
Thank you anyway.
I was probably 10 when Hellsing came on out, and that was the big thing. And there was just blood and gore everywhere, but these really cool like characters that just blew up everything. It was just awesome.
Sounds good already.
Yeah,
now, I'm gathering you're a big Robin fan. Am I right?
I like Robin. Yeah,
At least Super Sons.
Yeah, I love Super Sons. I adore Super Sons.
Okay. Do you have a favorite Robin? Then is it
Robins, but can't go wrong with the classics. Dick Grayson is one of the best Robins, but I have friends that are really into Tim Drake.
Mm-hmm.
They're all like really hyped he's coming back.
Oh yeah, I'm a huge Tim Drake fan as well.
Spoilers.
He was written really well by Chuck Dixon. If you haven't read his run, I strongly suggest doing it. You see him go from a novice to learning how to be a better fighter to increase his detective skills, and now even Batman in one of the books said he's probably going to end up one day being a better detective than him. So.
Yeah, that's why they're always hyped about him. And but yeah, like every Robin's got a different motive and characteristic that just that just makes them different from every single one.
Right. And I liked Jason Todd, even though Engeltine voted to kill him.
Nice.
Jerk.
Hey, you brought him back.
Yeah, and he was brought back well. The Red Hood is a great fit for him, so more power to him. They did the right thing.
Yeah,
so I guess overall, I'm glad you got him killed, Engeltine.
Yeah, there you go. And we have one of the coolest characters because of him, and that Red Hood and the Outlaws, Chudy. Chudy did so many reviews on it. I had to go check it out, and oh my gosh, it's amazing.
So did you hear that? Shout out for Red Hood and the Outlaws.
And Master Chudy. Go watch Master Chudy.
Master Chudy. Let me write this down too. All right. Master. No, it's Chudy. Chudi, or how is that?
He's in the chat right now.
Oh, right there. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if I didn't know you had a channel or not. I'm so sorry. I'm starting to get behind on everything.
I don't think you knew that I had a channel for a while either. It's cool.
Oh, I subscribed to yours. I've been watching yours.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
You have, and that makes me so touched.
Yeah, I love your artwork that you do on it. I'm jealous. You make me miss the days where I would be able to draw. It got scary quiet there for a second. No, I used to draw. I actually had a full ride to an art school, and I didn't take it, but I got hurt, and so I can't do that much anymore. So.
Oh, that's
so. What happened because you mentioned your wrist when you play guitar? So what happened?
Well, it wasn't. I didn't injure it playing guitar. I injured it at work when I was working. I was a production line manager, and I would help out. I'm one of those hands-on kind of guys. I'm not the lazy kind of manager you hear that sits behind a desk. I'm an active kind of person, and so what I would do is my line was doing good. I would go and do their jobs for them and let them take extra breaks. And we were doing core casting with allied cores to actually get plastic blow molded over them, and that later on that it's going to get dumped in and it's going to melt the alloy right out and leave just the plastic. Well, to be inspected around 375 pounds, and if one had an error on it, we'd use an overhead crane, lift that off, and put it back in the pit to remelt the metal. Well, when that was down, we'd usually take two people, run a steel pipe through it and lift it. But I was actually pretty good size and strong back then, and I would just lift them myself. So I would lift like 375 pounds, and it all shifted to one side, and it was too much for my wrist, so it just ripped it right, apart, tore tendons, nerves and all that crap.
Ouch.
Yeah, and so then I had to go through therapy. I had to wear like a steel brace where all I could do was wiggle my tips of my fingers for like a year, and then then I had to go through therapy and all that crap from it, and then I was good for about a year, and I did it again, lifting something else, and my doctor's like, your days are done, and I had to learn how to write and everything all over again each time, and so I have a hard time writing much now, or even typing for a long time. So on my Twitter, it's why I asked one day, it's like, hey, I could use some Dragon software. That's why, because sometimes I have a hard time typing, so you'll see that you might notice it when I type. Sometimes I hit the capital letters twice, 2 in a row and stuff where I shouldn't. I have problems. So yeah, my drawing days are done. Long story short.
Okay.
Yeah, that sort of hit me in the guitar part too. But I actually got pretty good at playing again after that. But you know, with kids and everything, that gets put to the side. So yes, I'm jealous in a good way.
Aw,
So,
well,
if you're not watching the Nerd Wonders videos, you need to do that. She's doing awesome artwork and stuff.
I need to put up another video tonight, so.
Yes, you do.
Pretty interesting. I was going to show my daughter some of those. She's an artist as well.
Yeah?
Videos like this. Yeah. Yeah, she's just like you, into the anime, into the manga. Anything from Japan is better than America, except for music, which she gets from Korea.
And Billy Danklord of Mames, I look Captain America's Captain America used to be really good. Okay, not the crap he is now.
Yeah, the modern day. I'm interested in seeing what happens with the Mark Waid version. Only because I want to see how he returns it, but in all honesty, this behind the scenes BS affect my reading the comics. It's getting hard to separate.
Yeah, I fully planned on buying it originally and reviewing that, but after that was before the whole Mark Waid thing. Now I don't even know if I'm going to get it. I don't know if I want to support that.
But Fighting American came out today, so reviews are coming.
Oh, good.
Fighting American is the other Jack Kirby, Joe Simon patriotic hero that they used to kind of parody Captain America. So that might be interesting.
Huh? That'll be good.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
So the Nerd Wonder, what are you reading currently then?
Let's see here. Well, personally, I mostly read just DC now. I've been most of my channel subscribers know I do love Renew Your Vows. So I was reading. That's probably the only Marvel title I will buy and pick up because it's the only one that has kept me entertained, except the last issue, which is the last of the Stegman and Conway story, because they're removed immediately, and they're doing for the Marvel Legacy. That's the only team that's going to be completely reswapped. And it was always a rush job. Every single one of them was pretty much a rush job. It's like you got to do a story, but only in 2 issues, and they're just like compacting everything. And I don't know. It just left too much unsaid, and I wasn't a fan of the guest artist, which is Lovell. I'm not a fan of his work, but Ryan did the covers for it. He always does for the Renew Your Vows. He does the covers, and we were talking about earlier that they don't pull out some pretty good. They don't have very good covers. Ryan's are always good.
Yeah,
he does a good job, but he likes working on that comic, so it shows.
I would suggest Iron Fist, not the Immortal Iron Fists, but the Iron Fist book. That seems to be pretty good so far too.
I've been told my friends.
Stay away from the Immortal Iron Fists.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually thinking about doing a comparison between the two still. So
that would be good.
That book is so bad.
Yeah, the good and the bad.
And once it's.
You still there?
Just.
You're cutting out a lot.
Breaking up.
Yeah, you're breaking up. You're hard to
understand. Sorry.
Switchpoint mentioned the first issue of Spirits of Vengeance is decent so far.
Really? I've been hearing mixed reviews. Some people like it, some people don't.
I have no comment. I haven't read it. So
I was part of the don't.
Okay.
Glad Switchpoint had a better time with it than I did, but this was it is almost like still frames from a cartoon. The writing has no tension. There's no ambience. There's no atmosphere to it. Yeah,
I watched your review on it.
I haven't seen it.
It was such a disappointment. But hey, if you enjoyed it, that means you didn't waste your money, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. All right.
Differences opinions.
Pirate Monkey says Immortal Iron Fist is terrible. Then again, I'm biased against it. Of course you would be, because he attacked you.
Oh well, yeah. He's an idiot. So, but even with that, with separating the artist and writer and stuff from the book, that book is bad.
Yeah, we're gonna know Spider-Man as Slott era.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna be a thing. And
but, hey, you guys don't pick on Slott. He is the best Amazing Spider-Man writer ever.
Yes.
He creates the best Spider-Man toilet paper I have ever seen.
There you go.
Oh, my poor baby.
He's helping out places like Venezuela who are having.
They could use stacks of his unsold comic books as water barriers from areas from flooding.
You can make paper mache piñatas out of it, and you can just to make him happy, you can make him like little tiny octopuses.
But the art's decent, so you can cut it up and use it for collages.
Yeah. Except here's the thing, art doesn't sell to me like as much. Like art is a very important thing, but the story has to be good too. And so I can immediately tell sometimes what that picture's from. And if I hate that series, I won't touch it. Like I've seen some really pretty collages, but it's for like Civil War II. And I'm like, I ain't touching that.
I don't blame you.
Well, usually it's the art that drags somebody in. It's the story that keeps them there.
Yeah. Like I can't understand.
So they definitely need both. I'm not a fan of the Axel Alonso art doesn't sell a comic book because that's the first thing people see.
That's really insulting to the artists too. They're like,
but it explains a lot about Marvel Comics and their art.
Yeah.
Right. And speaking about comics right now, you are aware of the recent Peter Parker's wearing that "Ask Me About My Feminist Agenda" shirt, right? What a load of crap.
Listen, and you want to know what? It's all like, look, he's dating a feminist. It's like he's done so before. That's the thing. Mary Jane was the big feminist and stuff, but she didn't need to scream it or shout it. It was the way she did things.
Modern day feminism comes from a position of weakness. Women are weak. We need equal rights. We need this. We need validation.
That's why Mary Jane's not allowed in, because she was a strong, independent woman.
Yeah, it's all about they need the male to say, yes, you are this. That is modern day feminism. It's not feminism. It comes from a position of weakness.
I will say
I can see why feminists would need their boyfriend to wear something like that to validate them.
If I see Steve Rogers wearing that shirt, I will vomit. Just for the record.
Watch out. He's listening. Senpai is listening. He will totally do that for you.
I will vomit. that will do it. I will not handle that.
But and like I looked at the pictures. People have been sharing some of the pictures, like not that one, but I go to some Spider-Man boards and they're showing some pictures of it and they go, look at his face. Like this is the man, this is our Spider-Man, like, but he always has this depressed hollow shelf look on him, which has been around.
Written by Dan Slott for years.
Yeah. I mean, I can go on a rant about this, but yeah, it's not good. I am not happy. I don't read them though.
Have a hollow shell just reading his Twitter for 5 seconds.
Chef Jack said that we don't need him, so he's going to go back to putting together his review video. Awesome. And he told me to check my Twitter more often.
No, he wanted to get in on this because you mentioned it was of I Love Comics. I told him that we're really trying to highlight Nerd Wonder here, get her a little.
Chef Jack, I'll get you on another one. I promise. I apologize. I'm
thinking is
busy lately.
You and I always get together for a weekend chat, and we'll have Jack on.
Awesome. That would be wonderful.
So that'll do.
Yeah,
we'll make sure.
I do apologize to anybody that's been tweeting to me if I haven't responded or seemed like I've been distant. It's just I have been so busy, so it's been nuts. So I'm trying. I'm not ever avoiding anybody. I promise you that. So anyway, other topic. Oh, so you were going to say something, Engeltine?
Well, Mr. Dystopian wants us to ask him about his big balls. Apparently, he's putting on some dances, and so that would be. I mean, if he's up throwing parties now.
Oh,
so there you go. Okay, so what about your big balls, Dystopian?
Yeah, I love them when they bounce to the left and to the right.
My big balls.
Yeah, you got it.
Every night, or I forgot the lyrics, but there you go.
It was an AC/DC line, just for anybody who was thinking something different.
My big balls should be held every night.
That's right. Nerd Wonder, are you familiar with that
TSA
song?
World, are you doing?
Are you familiar with that song, Nerd Wonder?
AC/DC, a
Yes.
bit, but I'm really bad at remembering names of songs. I mostly know the melody and a few lyrics, and that's about it. I can't even know a single song that's being played currently and what it's called.
You know,
Then you
I'm
are
not
the
up with
lucky
current
one.
either. I am not up with current songs or anything at all either. So
Yeah.
But
I'm one of those people that like music ended at 92. Occasionally somebody breaks out, but for the most part.
I mean, most of the music I'm listening right now is very kid friendly, you know, stuff with the kids. So
There too. Yeah, I had my Hillary Duff years for the Disney Channel and all that kind of stuff when the kids were young.
as long as it's not that now stuff where it's like it's the same song except with a bunch of children singing it.
Oh heck no!
And I'm like,
no,
why?
that actually Kids Bop. That started when my kids were young. Also, with the Disney Channel would always do the Kids Bop version of things.
Yeah, I hate
that was tons of fun. Yep.
Well, you know,
And
I throw it out there. If people are watching videos, make sure you watch all the videos, because at the end, sometimes I'm going to do a bonus question and things like that. And if you get it right, you're going to get a prize.
Ooh,
it's a frugal prize. So in other words, it's going to be cheap.
It's Mr. Dystopian's big balls. So yeah, it's kind of dubious, but there you go.
I've sent digital artwork from other people, the Frugal Force and things. I think I might upload some songs that I recorded and put it on Google Drive and send a link to that and things like that. So who knows, maybe even one of those t-shirts when I get those made.
You know, I've been thinking about, because I draw on the channel. I know it's not Ethan Van Sciver level, by the way. If you guys want to know, he's made a channel. Go check that out. But I was thinking about maybe mailing them off.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, because they're just chilling in my apartment, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with these.
I would love some of that artwork for the back of my office here. So you'll see it in the background of my videos. That would be wonderful.
Sure. Maybe I'll send one your way.
My pleasure to have. Another topic we were going to want to talk about was comic book romance, because, you know, we're manly guys and we can talk about stuff like that.
Oh, yes. The manliest of men.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, one of my favorite ones was tight. What was a classic one? Men in tights.
Manly men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done. You know, it's hard to beat Mr. Fantastic and Mrs. Fantastic, Reed and Sue. Classic characters done together, you know, most of the time together. You know, Namor tried to get himself some, but you know, that didn't work out the greatest for him. But
he does that a lot.
Gone to Mr. Fantastic.
Pardon, what was that?
Nothing. Better left.
I think I know what you were getting at there. So I was just trying to throw that out there. I wasn't going to repeat that.
But yeah, they're a classic. They're a very classic romance that have been together forever, and it was to display that superheroes could be a family, which was really cool.
That's the great part about the Fantastic Four, is they were a family. It made them different, you know. Even though they weren't 100% family, it still was an interesting family dynamic there.
They were still family. It just proved that you don't need to be of blood to be a family.
Yeah. Oh, somebody just asked me favorite Cap girlfriend. Well, of course, Peg. You know, Sharon Carter is good, but you know, I really liked Diamondback with him as well. So
I would for comic book romances, my favorite, and this is where DC really messed up, is Ralph and Sue Dibney, the elongated man and his wife.
Oh no!
Of course, we know what happened in Identity Crisis and after in 52.
Hey,
but
for the other ones that don't remember, what happened? Just for anybody that doesn't know.
Identity Crisis, Sue, he goes, the first issue, it explains it so perfectly. You know, they were married. She even looked at Superman and didn't even think twice. She was in love. They were the married couple. She was almost like a JLA mascot because she was always around, and I always loved their relationship. And then Identity Crisis comes. Of that story, she's killed and then her body is burned. Mm-hmm. Spoiler alert, by the way. Yep. And then in 52, which is a brilliant story, by the way. I mean, it's a 52 issue maxi series, I guess. Ralph Dibny tries to raise her from the dead, and he ends up, of course, not surviving.
Yeah.
And I thought, what a horrible treatment of these two characters, which was one of the best relationships in comic books.
Do you think they're going to come back in Rebirth?
Oh, yeah, I would not doubt it. But then again, it seems like they're trying to bring back Plastic Man, so they might think that Ralph Dibny is superfluous.
Maybe, but they may bring him back in another squad. You never know.
Yeah,
that's true.
Well, how about you, Nerd Wonder?
Oh yeah, that's right. Also, she was pregnant at the time she was killed.
Oh no!
So, just a little twist.
Sweet.
Gotta dig that dagger in a little farther there.
Yeah, it wasn't the best of stories, Identity Crisis. One of those that when you read it, you might be going, oh my gosh, wow, what's happening next? But then when you give it like a second's worth of thought, it just falls all apart.
I'm sorry.
Nerd Wonder, what do you think?
My favorite romance?
Sure.
Oh, we all know what that is.
You and just some guy.
No, my favorite comic book romance is absolutely Peter Parker and Mary Jane, with a close second being Lois Lane and Clark Kent. Peter Parker and Mary Jane was the most iconic thing to me as a little kid, just watching the cartoon and stuff. But also, they were the married couple that you would always get drawn into, and it was like they were young and in love and married, but can still do all these crazy things. And I don't know, it was just really endearing to me to watch their lives.
It was great when they were married too, because they'd show her and her concern for Peter and hoping, he's gonna be okay. And they didn't paint her as some nutso wife that was going crazy all the time, They had that real dynamic. And matter of fact, if you like that dynamic, if you have not read Spider-Girl from the MC2.
Oh, I read it all.
Yeah, okay.
That I actually put a long rant about something about that in my videos too. But they're still married. They're still married in the newspaper comic, which Stan Lee works with a bit. And actually, you were talking about earlier about Namor trying to get it on with Sue. He tries to get it on with Mary Jane.
Yep, I remember that too.
That was hysterical. I'm just watching it. I'm like, this is great. But it's very cutesy and stuff. But it does a good job at what it is. And I missed that dynamic. And there was one of my favorite ones, and I think it was when when Peter was fighting Black Tarantula. They just recently got married. Because I'm always like, why is MJ? A lot of people when they write it, it's like, oh, she has to. Like, it is nice to have her fret over Peter, but sometimes I'm like, dude, she's known he does this since he was in high school. She's not gonna freak out. And one of my favorites is, I think it's Black Tarantula, and Peter's getting slandered all over in the newspaper. And throughout this arc, it's MJ just trying to cheer him up. And she, in fact, tells him that you should go read the paper. And he goes, I don't know, there's gonna be like all this slander and stuff. He goes, no, trust me, I don't think you'll find a single thing that you will hate in there. And it's revealed she cut out everything that was slandering Spider-Man, like every single little detail, just for him.
Awesome.
And I thought that was the sweetest little thing ever. And I was like, that's so cool. And she was always peppy and fun.
Now we could bring Johnny Storm out of the closet and have him and Iceman together.
Oh yeah, totally.
Don't give them any ideas, guys. I already thought that's probably where they're going to go.
Slot?
Can't they bring back North Star or somebody?
He was actually a good character.
Conservative Nerd was ranting about it. He goes, instead of bringing back making Iceman game, why didn't you just bring in North Star?
Yeah, make a North Star comic.
Well, exactly. Look at how many characters they've abused. Monica Rambeau, she was a great job as Captain Marvel, for a while. Then they changed her to Photon or something like that. It's like, why?
They couldn't have. They want to be this progressive company, but they could have made Captain Marvel the central character, but had it be Monica Rambeau,
right?
Who is a black woman?
Exactly. But no, they didn't care all that because that wouldn't have got them a shocking media change attention, So
it would have been like, what? Like it's like, hi, we're going to be totally progressive and we're going to bring a woman as Captain Marvel. Oh my God, Jessica Rambeau, who's a black female. It's like,
Monica.
Of course you would think that, but no, just this random one.
Yeah. They could have actually put their money where their mouth is, but they decided. And you already heard my rants many times about Sam Wilson as the as Captain America. Of course,
as me as War Machine.
Back as the Falcon, but holy crap!
You're cutting out again
on this book.
Yeah.
Oh,
His
sorry.
rage is cutting him out.
Is this better?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Okay.
Speaking of you were mentioning Sam Wilson, how about before Sam Wilson was with her, Iron Fist? Look at Iron Fist. He was with Misty Knight.
Ooh, they were such a cute couple.
They were an interesting couple, weren't they? Because the sassiness, it's like they never really got along really well.
But that's what made it fun.
Yeah. And now, is she still with Sam Wilson now? Any idea?
I don't know. I thought Sam was like...
Yeah, I don't think they were. Yeah, I don't think they are.
Okay. Well, maybe they were never an official item, but didn't they mess around? I thought they were. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, they did.
There's no real relationship. Even like the married characters are like broken off, like Medusa and Black Bolt. They're like, I'm just gonna go
what
and
the
bang
hell was
around.
that decision all about? They were the married couple for Marvel after Reed and Sue. The whole dynamic worked perfectly, and it was just, oh my goodness gracious, that was such a bad idea to split those two up. John Lemus says Isaiah Bradley will always be my favorite Captain America. Now that's another thing. They could have had the Black Captain America, but use the first Black Captain America.
Sure.
And it would have fit because it had already been established 20 years before.
But you know why Medusa and him broke up, though, right? You know why?
No, I didn't read that story. That was in my dark period for Marvel.
He talked too much.
Okay.
Yeah, it was lame. I know.
Yeah, that was good. I will admit.
It was bad.
But let's move away from Marvel romances because half of them are dead, and we can go back to DC romances.
Sounds good.
Wow.
There's some good ones. Like, let's face it. There's Aquaman and
Mira,
and we got and of course number 32 of Batman, where Selena has agreed she's going to marry Bruce Wayne.
Spoilers.
You just ruined it for me.
Behind, woman. What the hell?
That's not the spoiler.
It's not like you can't.
We already knew this was going to happen.
I know. I'm kidding.
I'm sorry. I should have been more careful.
Dang.
But
no, it's all good.
Let's not forget
like 50...
Blue Beetle and Booster Gold.
Yeah.
Hey,
who else?
The greatest bromance in comics, right there.
Well, one of my favorite bromances is Iron Fist and Luke Cage. I mean, that's hard to beat.
Yeah,
I like
Booster Gold and Blue Beetle, of course, up there.
Batman and Superman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now we're talking bromances.
Flash and Green Lantern.
Yes.
Well, Flash actually has a romance with Iris West, but in this new book, it seems to be more rocky than usual. But I liked Wally West and Linda.
Yep, that was good too.
Yeah.
I like that. But then again, my favorite Flash. So.
Well, it seems like they do hint at it, but because they're so young at the moment that Flash realizes at the because Kid Flash, he's Wally, the bigger Wally, has been 5 years in the past or something like that. He's not an adult anymore, so he knows he has to wait.
Oh, Ernst! Oh, Ernst just got me good.
Frugal and Dan Slott. That may be why he focused on the guy in the weird Captain America mask.
Yeah.
Whoa, Dreamweaver.
Oh, God. Yep. That's just terrible.
I want me some Captain Frugal.
Oh, man. That's just wrong. Oh, man.
Why he's going on all these Twitter rages. He knows he has a love that dares not speak its name.
Speaking of another great bromance, though, and this one's on the Marvel side, Human Torch and Peter Parker Spider-Man.
Yeah, that is. That is a really good friendship they had there. And they did some fun stuff. And actually, didn't Dan write that? The Spider-Man
he did.
Human Torch?
He wrote a very good one with those
It was
two.
good. Like, I don't like many of his work, but that was good. It was fun. And that's what a lot of people, when they're like, they don't like Dan Slott's current work, they're all like, but he wrote this and it's really good.
Well, that's the same way you can do with a lot of them. Mark Waid is a total crap these days, but Kingdom Come.
Yep.
There's moments, and I think some of you guys out there in comic book land, you may want to just, I don't know, go on vacation for a bit.
But here's a question to ask: how long do we let comic book artists and writers ride the wave of their earlier successes?
Well, they got rid of DeFalco.
I mean, Frank Miller, his 1980 successes, and everybody still calls him brilliant, and he just got so horrible. He went to Sin City and he never returned.
No.
Yeah, that's because they let the leash loose. Like every artist and creator has a leash, but because he was doing so well, they let go of it and they let him be free range, and that's when stuff started happening.
No, Nerd Wonder, I don't want to lose your train of thought on this because I want to hear it. You mentioned Tom DeFalco.
Yeah, Tom DeFalco, I heard, was forcibly removed from his writing section on Spider-Man because he was on it for too long.
Yeah.
And then when they booted him, he decided he was going to go and he made the MC2.
Yeah, I really miss him and Ron Frenz together. Those two did great work together.
Yeah. I think his last work was probably in 2010. He wrote a series called The Real Clone Saga, which was he got back the team that did Clone Saga, a bunch of them that was wanting to do it again, and they wrote what was their plan. Well, slightly what was their plan for the original, and it's really good. It's only 6 issues long.
Yeah, I agree with you there too. A matter of fact, I listened to a Spider-Man Crawl Space podcast where he was talking about that when he was interviewed. It was really good. So if anybody hasn't ever listened to that, dig back into their podcast and give that one a listen. It's some good information.
Good stuff. Yeah, I do have high stand. Like, I love DeFalco's work. I adore it.
Yeah, I do too. I miss his stuff so much. Yeah. It seems like we have a connection there with Spider-Girl, most definitely.
Like he was writing a while back. He's like, if you want Spider-Girl, and he fights a lot of like when Dan Slott, he says the marriage will never return. He came up and he said, no, that's not true. But currently, it may not happen for a while, which is a thing I state as well. That it's like, it may not happen now, but time changes, people change, and things can return or die. And he was big into that as well. And he also stated at one point, it's like, if you want Spider-Girl back, you can just request it. You can, if all of you gather around and beg for it back, they may bring it back for you. But at the same time, I stated this in a video, I don't want them to return it, because they'll make Dan Slott's Spider-Girl, the current one. And DeFalco stated that the one in Spider-Verse was never his. And I trust the creator. I trust DeFalco on that one.
Billy Dank, Lord of the Mames, asked, should we get rid of creator rights to make lots of new characters like back in the Silver Age? I don't think you can because of legal reasons.
Well, creators' rights is a little bit tricky because I do think that creators have a right, except they're not given a lot nowadays from what I'm seeing. Like, their respect and so forth. Like, alternate universes and Marvel is like, let's just go murder them all because they're just alternate universes. Who cares if somebody wrote this and put their life's work in it?
Well, think about what's the latest character? I mean, or the most recent character was created that stood the test of time. I mean, really, has there been a new character in the last 10 years that people stick with and really like?
Hang on. It's probably from DC though. No.
Yeah, I was about to say that. A lot of people liked America Chavez, but that got ruined on Marvel's side.
Yeah, Miles Morales did pretty good until he moved to the 616, and now it's like Bendis doesn't know what to do with him.
But that's the hope. Well, everybody goes through that. Even in the good old days, characters would have great storylines and then would be followed up by crap.
Yeah, I mean, they've all had.
I love the Marv Wolfman New Teen Titans, but after a while, they just kind of lost the plot. So it does. It depends on how far. But if you're talking about just characters that have been created that you would still like to see around, yeah, I'd put Miles Morales on that. Like I said before, I would.
Yeah. I know he's new, but John Kent is pretty good, along with Damian Wayne. But you got to put Damian in a team, or he doesn't work alone.
Okay, Unranked Chevron brought up a good one
Such a
too.
horrible
He's a Winter Soldier. Yeah, he's got a point with that.
Soldier. Well,
Static
yeah,
Shock.
well, no, Winter Soldier, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Static Shock was created in the 90s.
Dang it. You're right. He was the 90s. I love him, though.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
I think he's coming back.
Yeah, he is. They're like really working on it. He was supposed to be in the
video. On one hand, I'm happy that they're bringing back the Milestone universe. On the other, it's so blacktivist now that I mean, they had storylines. But I'm on one hand excited and so afraid what they're going to do with these characters.
Yeah. Well, I think it's the Milestone team is going to work on them, though. It's not them.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. So long as they can bring back Larry Hammond, they could raise Dwayne McDuffie from the dead. It would be awesome.
You know, and while we're speaking of the dead, the Nerd Wonder did a video about Rhodey being dead. You seem quite passionate about that, and I'm going to tell you, you probably should be thankful he's dead. Before you shoot me, because that way Marvel can't screw him up more.
Okay, that is true.
Because he's a good character. Let's not screw him up anymore. And I feel for you. That's another one of those situations of why did they kill him if they were so caring about diverse characters? There was no.
They have the fill out. Oh, it's because they're events, specifically in Civil War. It's mandatory that a black dude must die. Perma die.
Well,
only black men die.
The behind the scenes reason would probably be because if Rhodey was there, it would be more logical that he takes the Iron Man armor. Brian Michael Bendis wanted to create Riri for his daughter, so he had to get rid of Rhodey in order to make room for Riri.
We already had a black female that could become Iron Man or Machine.
Now, Mariana mentioned Bill Foster, and I was going to mention him too. That's one of the things ticked me off about Civil War. At the end of the first Civil War one, before that, Bill Forster got killed. But at the end of the series, everyone's like all together having a party. Okay, guys, we just fought millions of dollars of probably property destruction. Bill Forster got killed, but everything's good. Let's click our glasses together and have a good day. It was like, that is such a crap ending.
It was a crap fest anyway, dude. The Satan showed up.
Yeah.
Everything after that, it's over. It's over. Like I do not read at that point. When one more day hits, I stop and go back.
Nothing counts afterwards.
Yeah, it's called Mephisto era.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. Barf needs to cough up a cosmic cube and change the whole thing back or something.
Let's just go fight Satan and let this all reset back to Civil War like 15 minutes before all this.
That's one of the things I will say does absolutely piss me off. Peter Parker doesn't give up. Peter Parker doesn't quit. And then you take the character in the Marvel Universe that pretty much is, a thing for representation of Satan. And he gives up to Satan, for crying out loud.
Yeah. Even though God told him 5 minutes before, you will get your reward.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's like Civil War to the secret. The stupid last thing that just happened to I Love Comics. I don't want to say it and get him on a rage.
It was literally because Quesada said, if I can't have a marriage, none of you can. And then he tested it out by murdering Phoenix, emerging Gray permanently.
Yeah, and it's not our fault that he's a douche. So Peter shouldn't have had to pay the price.
Yeah, don't let us suffer because you... Whatever, but
because you couldn't entertain your woman. Is that what you're going to say? Come on, let it out.
No. I was going to say something about his marriage, and I was like, no, that's just mean. But I'm trying not to be that cruel. But it's like, dear Lord, what is this? And it's just a nightmare after a nightmare with Spider-Man afterwards. And I'll put a video up on that. I'm going to make a video about that.
All means, please do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rant in the comments section.
Yeah, boy. But it's a nightmare after Civil War was a great idea. And then I guess they didn't know how to really end it, and then they decided something.
You know, Dapper Duck might be onto something. He said World War Hulk is the unofficial end of the Marvel Universe. Maybe they ought to have him do the World War Hulk thing again, just blow up the whole universe and reboot.
Yeah. Hey, they're going to do an Infinity Gauntlet thing. Let's just let Thanos just take over.
Yeah, might as well.
Unless Barf can throw up Batman, I don't think there's any way to save this nightmare.
How about have Thanos punch Barf in the face so hard his face explodes? There, we'll end Barf right there.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
This is like...
I'm sorry. I mean, come on, it's Barf. I mean, that's like one of the lowest common denominator characters you could have. What's next? Diarrhea? I mean, come on. I mean, that's just stupid.
He's obviously to make kids laugh and enjoy this book, even though obviously no child is going to read this nightmare.
I would hope not.
Yeah, I mean, I feel sorry for any child that is forced to read that.
That would be child abuse.
Yeah, it would be child abuse. You like go get your kids to go and read Superman. In Superman, cool stuff happens. Oh, and they just released a new Action comic, and it has a really nice lenticular cover, which is way awesome. Because I don't know, have you seen the Marvel ones? They're kind of okay, but I really like how these lenticular covers by DC don't cost me $12.
Yeah, no kidding. You're not paying big bucks to see Hulk's nipples either, so.
Yeah,
I'm starting to believe you guys don't like Marvel.
I'm a Marvel fanboy. That's why this hurts so much.
I'm very I'm not a fan of Marvel anymore. I got spat on by a few creator, and I've been laughed and mocked at.
Literally?
Not he didn't spit in my face, but I was certainly mocked on a forum. But
did you want to call out who this creator was, or no?
Nah, I think we're gonna wait on that one for another story. But yeah, I mean, it's also another creator has been like a creator that really did give me motivation and stuff. Has been just his creations are desecrated by Marvel, and I'm like, you want to know what? You have no love, you have no care for anything, and no respect for the
Jack Kirby.
I think it's just you guys. I've never had a Marvel creator give me any problems. They just block me and talk crap so I can't see it about me.
Yeah, well, you get off of Twitter and go to other places, you'll find them.
I'm kind of jealous. I've done videos. Nobody's called me out.
I wasn't even doing anything. I was just hanging out and motivating somebody, and then I was called an idiot.
Oh, geez.
I was like, oh, thank you. But yeah, but I'm more of a DC fan because they give me hope and happiness. Like, I read a Marvel comic, and it just a lot of them just like make me so sad. It's like, why am I reading this? This is so painful.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I go read DC, and it gives me hope and like, check it out. You can enjoy this still.
Yeah, and you know, that's stuff I never thought I'd ever say. I mean, I've always liked DC. I didn't ever dislike them, but I was diehard mostly Marvel. I mean, I love Green Lantern. I'd read Green Lantern. I'd read The Flash. I'd pick up Superman and Batman once in a while, or Justice League. But predominantly, I was 90% Marvel all the time. And now, I'm like 95% DC, you know?
Yeah, I mean, they do a great job.
When I was younger, after Crisis on Infinite Earths, I picked up DC, and I really became a DC fan. I mean, I was one of those that would pick up a lot from everything. After Crisis, it seemed like, other than the X-Men from Mind Duty Bound, well, that's not true. Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man, the Spider-Man and the X-Men were the two titles that I really picked up loving them.
Mm-hmm.
Was because I kept keep on doing it.
John mentioned I don't think anyone likes Jessica Cruz. Actually, I do. I like Jessica Cruz.
There you go.
Yeah, I think she's an interesting character. I mean, she's not your normal Green Lantern. She has other issues and problems and things, and I really like that.
I think she's a nice little fun character.
Yeah. Underground Geek, you dick. I really like Underground Geek. Him and I have this venomous relationship of fun together, just tearing each other new ones all the time. Bravo, man. Bravo. He asked if I was a boy or a girl, for anybody who didn't catch that. So.
Yeah. Are we getting a Pokemon right here? Professor Oak, are you going to give us our new Pokemon? Oh, that's right. You guys don't play.
I have no clue what you're talking about. I'm learning about Pokemon because Little Frugal's been watching Pokemon, and once he gets better at reading, he's going to start playing some Pokemon.
Yeah, that's a good way to encourage them to read because they'll never be able to play if they don't know how to read.
Oh, he loves reading and wants to badly. So
yeah, it'll be. I think it's a fun little encouragement, and there's nothing really horrifically violent about this game. It's really cute.
Switchpoint asks, "What's your favorite Pokemon?"
Oh, okay. Let's see here. I have to say one of my favorites was specifically Gen 2, which would be the Crystal version, and also the Heart Gold and Soul Silver because it did a nice merger of Gen 1. Yeah, this sounds weird to you guys, but yeah, Gen 1 and Gen 2. It slowly introduced this, which is something Marvel should learn from. They slowly introduced brand new Pokemon, but merged it with the old Pokemon and the good Pokemon. Because Gen 3 shows up, and they're like, look at all these brand new Pokemon, and we have our old classics, which was like Geodude and Zubat, which nobody likes. So Gen 3 sucks. So it's Gen 2, Gen 4, because the difficulty level was really nice and gave me a challenge, and then Gen 6, because Poke France, we gotta dress up in that one. I gotta wear all my favorite outfits.
Okay, you lost me on. I didn't know there was more than one generation of Pokemon, so my mind just got blown.
Pokemon France. We have 2 in America, 1 in France. Everything else takes place in Japan.
Pokemon. So what is this Pokemon X and Pokemon XY and XY?
Gen 6, which is Poke France, and it's like you play a little French kid. And it's like, we're going on a Pokemon adventure, but because we're in France, we have all different types of new Pokemon. Here, pick out a new starter and go on a magic adventure. That's like every single Pokemon. You get like, you start in a new area with brand new Pokemon, but some old nostalgic friends. And you gotta go fight an evil overlord. Like in the original games, it was pretty much the Mafia. And then you fight PETA, you fight Scientology, you fight suicide cults and eco-terrorists.
You know, I was about to ask how they get away with this show in the United States when they're cramming these things in balls and throwing them out to fight each other. I'm surprised there hasn't been some kind of nutcase PETA fight over it.
Oh yeah, that's Team Plasma, which was in America, like the American New York City world of Pokemon. They had we had to fight PETA, like literally PETA. They were like, we have to set free Pokemon. It's like, it's awful that we like keep them in balls and stuff. So we're going to beat you up and steal them.
Huh.
It was the greatest thing ever.
I might have to check that out with Little Frugal.
Yeah, Little Frugal would probably, there's like the older cartoons too. Like maybe you'd get a blast out of watching the old ancient ones that I grew up with. I was like 10 when it started.
Wait a minute. When you say old and ancient, what year are we talking about here?
Geez, when was it? I don't. It's not really old and ancient. I like the older anime anyway. So it's like I want to say 99.
Oh jeez.
Or 1997.
Oh, Lord. How old are you?
Not old enough, apparently.
No, you're just be happy to be young. You just aged I Love Comics a Night at Dust.
I'm sorry, I didn't know. Okay,
99, it's ancient.
Yeah. So no. PETA did not become Team Rocket, Black Shinobi, because Team Rocket is the Mafia. We already know this. It's the Italian mob or the Triad. It's every mafia in the world. And then we got and then PETA.
And that's why she's the nerd Wonder Boys.
It's Team Plasma. PETA is Team Plasma.
Nightwolf said, and the old
by the way, Nightwolf, you're absolutely right. I have no idea what she's droning on about. He says the old men are lost. I'm like, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll shut up and switch point. No, Digimon is stupid.
No, you keep going. You keep going. Awesome. My daughter does this to me also. I say, so what you playing? And she'll talking about Pokemon, and it's like, it's Greek.
Yeah, we're
learning.
Just
cannot understand.
It's like comics though. It is pretty much word for word like comics at times. Like I said, Gen 1 and Gen 2 was like a merger or introducing brand new heroes into the game. Except they knew how to do it nicely that it wouldn't scare you off. Because if you immediately swap the palette and say this is the same game except with totally different characters, everything's completely different, you're gonna scare off everyone. It's not going to be as much fun.
Into Underground Geek, of course, Pokemon is not part of Marvel. They're not all gay and all written badly. So, that's terrible.
I bet there's a few gay Pokemon out there.
Switchpoint said, see now, Nerd Wonder, and I need to stream sometime to talk about, I think he meant animes and Pokemon.
Yes, Animus. The Animus. Yeah, that's a joke term for anime. Yeah, we'll totally talk about anime. I know that I know a few people and I would joke about Outlaw Star on DNC's live chats, but the Katarl.
Once again, I know nothing, and everybody that's Pokemon in here probably just got massive nerd wood. So congratulations.
Yeah, sorry, I'm part of the young geek culture, I guess. So if you need me to translate for your daughters, let me know. I will translate.
And don't be sorry for that at all. That's one of the reasons we love having you here. Everybody, I want all this stuff to get referenced and get time and things. If I don't know about everything, this is great for me. So I get to learn this stuff too. And I mean, if I Love Comics doesn't die of a heart attack or pass out in the dust, he's going to enjoy it too. Right?
Yeah. Well, you guys are wonderful. I don't know why you guys are saying you're gonna fade away into dust.
It's just fun to have old man jokes. What can we say? Okay. Speaking of what do you think your next art project is going to be?
Well, I did one for Batman 32, but it was so long. I'm trying to compress it. I always do one for Renew Your Vows, so I will do one. Runaways, I may do one on there. I want to try and do other stuff that's just happening in the culture right now, and just stuff that's happening right now with comic culture instead of just focusing on the comics. And there was something else I wanted to do, and I completely blanked. I want to do a thing about variants, but also I was asked about doing like how to draws.
Oh, so, that would be awesome.
And I'm not going to be as good as Ethan Van Sciver, I'm sorry. But we'll start with something simplistic like chibis and stuff, like really, really simple stuff that I can do.
Cool. You do great. If anybody hasn't, you pick on yourself too much. If anybody else here's seen her stuff, let her know in the comments right now that her artwork is amazing. Yeah. And speaking of that,
allow others to pick on you. Yeah, don't do it yourself. We're here for you.
Since you mentioned current culture things, are you going to be doing more with some of the YouTube channels again? Doing any more art like that, or?
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah, I would love to do stuff like that, and like I want to draw more like little fun adventure comics. If you go on my Twitter, I did one for the New York Comic Con. Mm-hmm. Because all I saw was just Marvel just keep screaming, and meanwhile DC was just promoting a Snickers.
Yeah, I seen that one. That was hilarious.
I was like, "This is beautiful." I am very biased, though. I love DC.
Well, it was well done. It's absolutely right. Marvel's sitting there blowing their horn and pissing everybody off, and DC's just like, "Hey, come buy our books, guys."
Yeah, it's like we just made a universe where the Joker's a good guy.
And you guys
like all high and they're just like chilling. They're like, what if we made like a secret empire, but an alternate universe and good?
Oh, did you hear Douglas Ernst is just giving us a little tidbit of knowledge here. He said, my local comic shop owner gave me the down low on the retailer meeting today. I hope we get to see a video on that, Doug.
Oh, I do, Doug. Senpai is watching us.
A point-by-point video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Doug's more of a theme guy, so he'd be like, okay, the theme of this conversation was we want to hear the conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. So, the thing is, though, and somebody did bring up that Legacy had 11 variants. And I think I was ranting about that earlier, and I don't know if this was on the live stream, but yeah, that's the reason that they're selling so well. It's like, look how much we sold. It's like, it's all the variants. Every single time you want to hype up a release, you do a variant. Like, what was it? The Spider-Man number 26, the beginning of that Goblin Saga. nobody was gonna buy it, but they added in 2 miniseries. One was an artist known as Hannah Blumera, which I do like her small mini stories, but then they had like 93 variants for it.
Okay.
So it shot up in sales.
Did you? And Doug, I'm just gonna say, Douglas Ernst posted. He said the whole thing started when Marvel was saying Legacy was going to second printing, and he bursts out in quotes, "I have extra copies if anyone needs them," and then everyone laughed.
That is beautiful. That man deserves an award.
You know, I'm so happy these retailers do. They need to start standing up and saying that because it's killing them.
Yeah.
You know, this push on them is absolutely killing them.
That's true. And it's like I said before, if they are the customers.
Yeah.
That's why Marvel doesn't give a crap what we say, because they already made their money.
Right.
Pretty much, yeah. It's a nut job that all this stuff happens.
Sonic Hedgehog 1, we actually talked a little bit already about the Mark Waid on Captain America, and I'm on the fence, man. I wanted to get the issue and review it, but after the whole situation happened, I don't know if I can pull the trigger and buy that comic.
I know I will. I know I will. But
they're doing stupid stuff. I just don't want to. I don't want to support these kind of bad decisions.
I agree, and as I've already said it in a tweet too, I'm going to buy multiple copies of the next Green Lantern issue.
Oh
and
yeah.
I'm going to give some out to people because you know what? I want somebody that doesn't read comics to say, "Hey, check this out," and hopefully that hooks them into it because I want to support good comics and people that are treating the fans
holy
well.
crap!
Yeah.
So Marvel was trying to rush people out because they weren't getting what they wanted to hear. It seems like. Doug Ernst says, he said David Gabriel, I think that's his name, VP of sales, was hiding in the corner and didn't want to face anyone. The security, everyone out and the other side. So yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, well, could you blame them? You know,
yes.
I think when the quarterlies come out,
that is exactly the whole point of that panel is to have a back and forth. So for them to go, well, fuck, they're saying that we're doing bad and then rushing everybody out.
And then rigging the reports to all say that they're just that we were in a room full of racists.
Well, they can't hit the block button in a room full of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, so there comes the problem. They can't silence that message.
I mean, they're just workers.
I should have done a video on this. I don't know if it's too late or not, but the gist is the same Comic-Con. People, what is it? Avatar Press that owns it owns Bleeding Cool, the company that owns Bleeding Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that video.
They got some flack. They got some flack for some alternative covers that were violent and since it was a horror comic, the violence was happening towards women. Like there was a guy with an axe and he's chasing down, and they were told that they were called misogynist covers, yada yada. You know the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Johnston there writes up an article apologizing.
Oh, you're cutting out again.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I have no idea why this is happening. Anyway, so they got called misogynistic because of these horror covers that depicted women in violent and scary situations. Johnston wrote an article apologizing about this. Yet he is one of the ones that lead the whole like it, don't buy it thing against us when we're complaining about what they're doing wrong in Marvel.
But when we don't buy it, then we're called racist.
Right.
Because that's what happened a while back. They were all like, if you don't like it, don't buy it. And we're like, fine, we'll put our money where our mouth is, and we're not going to buy any Marvel. And then an announcement came that was like, just looks like nobody likes diversity. And it's like, no, we love diversity. My favorite superheroes are Storm and Static Shock. You just suck.
Douglas also put, the local comic shop said Vice President Gabriel was like, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? When he was complaining about sales. And my owner is like, I want you to buy them back.
Actually, I'm going to state this. I was told by another shop, they sadly are out of business now, but I've heard from a few shops, actually. I'm not 100% sure if this is true or not, but supposedly somebody, I forget who said this, but DC will buy back the ones that don't sell.
They have a different agreement. They don't buy back necessarily 100%, but they do some.
Yeah, they'll buy back some of their stuff, which is really nice.
Yeah, but they don't really have to worry about that much because their books are selling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Doug mentioned Marvel strong-arm owners into buying a ton of Legacy, and I will also verify that as well because I've contacted several other retailers, the local comic shops, and I'm getting the same feedback that they were really pushed on it. So,
yeah,
because they want to say they want to use this as the bragging point.
Message that we might get out there is to encourage people to tell your comic shop, I don't care about Marvel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who cares about Marvel?
Until they
more Batman, please.
And
if anybody can afford it, I challenge you. Buy an extra copy of a DC book and give it to somebody else.
Yeah. give children Super Sons.
Ways.
Yeah, there we go.
Until they change their ways. Yeah. So you don't need to order it. That is, I think, a central message that we could try to get across.
And you want to know what? If you want some good, diverse characters, go show them old Marvel.
Yes.
Get into the old stuff, because that's I started going backwards into Spider-Man and stuff, and I found some really good stuff. Like I was like, the Prowler is so cool. Clone Saga, not so much. I mean, Clone Conspiracy, no.
Clone Saga.
Go back.
Clone Saga wasn't good. Clone Conspiracy sucked worse.
The real Clone Saga is the only good one.
I'm going to bring up a point here with a sales point. I'm going to nerd out on business a little bit. Doug mentioned Marvel and Diamond called my local comic shop owner today and said they wouldn't buy back, but if he jumped through the hoops, he could get 50% off on the next order, something like that.
Dance, monkey, dance.
Well, so in other words, I can't sell this crap, so here, you can have more of it.
But you have to dance for it, too.
Right, yeah, and that goes right back to the Volkswagen Green Beetle. Remember those Volkswagen Beetles that were green? And there was like a big search. Wow. Okay, well, there was a pea green Volkswagen Beetle.
She is a zygote. Of course she doesn't remember green Volkswagens.
Well, the car dealerships could not sell the green Volkswagen Beetle. Nobody wanted it. It was ugly. Well, what happened is, and so they put them on sale and marked them down significantly so that way people would be willing to buy it and give it a new paint job, for crying out loud. So all of a sudden it increased sales significantly. And so what happened? The car manufacturer said, oh, we need to make more pea green Beetles. And so they shoved a whole bunch more pea green Beetles on them. They're like, oh crap, we can't sell this crap. That's what Marvel's doing.
Oh my gosh, Denise is here. Hi, Denise.
Yeah.
Denise is my friend. Sorry.
Oh, she's awesome.
Yeah, I love her.
Give anybody a shout. That's good. We like her too. She's awesome.
I love all these people. I know Sonic the Hedgehog 1. Heyo. Underground Geek is awesome. And so is Pirate Monkey. All you guys are so cool. And Doug, of course. I guess he's like my senpai. Oh my gosh, senpai noticed me. There you guys go.
Awesome.
He was the first one to ever follow me too.
He was?
Yeah, he was one of my first followers. Yeah.
Oh, I know I have to be up there.
Yeah, you are.
Awesome.
I know he was one of the big first ones that I noticed that was following me.
Well, Doug's awesome. He follows a lot of great people. I was just on a pod live stream not too long ago, and I noticed that was two gentlemen that he knew and followed too. So it was a great experience. He's a good person to know who to follow.
Yeah, he is. He's a really great guy.
Yeah, and he gives you good quality people to follow. So.
I forgot to draw him, so I now have to draw like a new picture as well with all you guys, and I guess he's going to be Charles Xavier.
What am I going to be? The Blob. No.
No, you're going to still be Captain America, but really cool and before all of this.
You could put a CF on the mask if you wanted to instead of an A. I'm looking into how to convert that.
Yeah, definitely you want to get the A off just so it's yours and not Marvel's.
Yeah.
It's better than an F.
Well, I won't put F because that can go for France, but CF. I actually had original design for that before. I just got to figure out how to do it with the mask and not kill it.
Chef Jack is in the wheelchair, but I like the fact that you combine the two. That just looked too damn cool.
Yeah,
I like that better.
That was awesome. Well, you two guys are working together.
It is literally my screensaver.
Yeah, that is cool.
I'm not joking about that. I use that as the screensaver.
Oh, thank you. Like I want to draw more though, definitely for fun little exploits and jokes.
I tell you, I love all that stuff that I've been seeing, and the other ones, the memes with us in comic books and stuff. And like these people are so creative, you know. It's so darn humbling.
It's important.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I can't
does-
believe somebody wants to
it
take
does
the
feel
time to
good
draw a
when-
picture of me or put me in a comic book, for crying out loud. I mean, it's just like, you know, it's almost like a nerd dream.
I agree. It is, because what it starts off as, you know, there's almost sort of a narcissistic feel like, hey, okay, I'll put my stuff out here. Somebody's got to watch and listen, you know.
Yeah.
And then if somebody likes you enough to draw a picture, it's like, wow, that's amazing. That is humbling.
Yeah, like I've never really gotten that before, but I think I've been part of collabs before, and that is like the most endearing thing is when people reply with art back.
John Lemus asked if Doug's ever impersonated Adam Sandler, or said he looked like Adam Sandler, and he said, "When I was in the Army, I was ordered to imitate Adam Sandler. I stopped after about
That's
the 10,000th time, and then just did endless push-ups."
Do you see the screen? Do you see my screen here?
Oh my god!
Yeah,
that is awesome.
I told you, that is. I was like, that's too damn cool. I want to keep that.
Yeah, that is just amazing.
Oh my god!
I can't wait to the next one.
I want to use it. Yeah. Seriously, it was really cool. And it's not easy to say, hey, can you do this or can you do that? And I was thinking, wow, I would love to, you know, get something from her. Like you know what I mean is for the logo, for the logo.
Oh, yeah. You better clarify that, because somebody's going to take and edit that. I was going to ask you to get something from her.
We're already being watched.
Yeah. Dan Slott's going to be Dan Slott's going to tweet all over that some old guy was sexually harassing somebody on my live stream.
Yeah, sorry, ain't going to happen. Wait, are you Asian?
Oh gosh, they're trying to ask if she's Asian.
Well, I said it ain't gonna happen, but you know there are variables.
Oh,
sorry, I'm envisioning something.
That's really creepy because I felt creepy saying it.
No, I didn't mean that. I just meant because we're talking about anime. All I can think about
just for the record, beware of Engleteen's couch. That's all I need to say.
All I can think of is
it's not like it's a freaking Pollock painting. What do you mean, beware of my my couch?
Well, you know what all the stuff's going on recently in the news.
Okay. Oh, the casting couch. Yeah, Doug Ernst brought up the Weinstein thing. Yeah.
Well, I can comply. It was no way sexual. So there we go.
That's good. That's good because
it was just fun and talking about artwork. We're talking about trading artwork or making artwork. And
there you go. Yes, we are. Yes, that's what I was talking about. Yes.
And you know what? Also, it's not harassment if it's welcomed. So
true.
Trust me, it wouldn't be welcome from a 47-year-old noob.
Yeah, and I like doing crossovers and like art trades and stuff. And I like doing collabs with people. So yeah, if you guys want to draw with me and do like a fun little comic, yeah, I totally want to jump on that.
Did you hear that, everyone? Yeah. If you want to do a collaboration project with her, hit her up, let her know. What's the best way to contact you?
I believe I have on my YouTube, I think I added in the new email. It's called askthenerdwonder@gmail.com.
Awesome. And also another from Mariana mentioned, what should I sketch when I listen again to this stream later? My answer would be, why are you going to listen to this stream again later?
America Chavez beating the hell out of Gabby Rivera for ruining her.
Oh, there we go.
I feel sorry for her too, for America's two creators, because I feel like I don't think Gabby ever read the original material. And here's the thing I wrote in a video, but nobody knows about this. Last year, the creators were going to make, and the Mary Sue has an article on this. The Mary Sue, they were going to bring back America Chavez. They were bringing her back in an Image comic, and they were stating Marvel's not using her, so expect in 2017 her return. They're just going to re-alter her name slightly so they can use her, which is legal. And then mysteriously, that comic gets cut off, and Marvel makes America Chavez. That's right. That's right. They did it as a big spit in their faces.
Wow.
Okay. They did it as a big spit in everybody's faces. They don't care about
Gabby.
Yeah,
they don't care about her or any of them. They just put her up and pretended that she was somebody special, but in reality, it was just meant to insult them.
Yeah, maybe
I've been
all
following
over.
Gabby since America One came out. Gabby Rivera truly is a not nice person.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you about this. This is what I saw when I see reviews of it, and I've read the summaries, and I skim it here and there, but I'm not gonna buy it because it's too expensive and stuff. It's BoJack Horseman writing his memoir, because it's literally when I'm reading in here, it's Gabby. Gabby's America Chavez. A girl broke up with her. A girl dumped her, and she's mad. Gabby, who hurt you? Who hurt you, Gabby? It's time to move on.
Mariana did say, though, she said, seriously, what classic Marvel character should I sketch?
Okay, classic?
Yeah.
Oh.
And her Rhodey War Machine was awesome, I might add.
Yeah, Rhodey, classic X-Men, you gotta do Nightcrawler. He doesn't get enough love.
Strong Guy from X Factor. That'd be cool. Yeah, because everybody forgot about Strong Guy.
His name is Strong Guy?
Yeah, his name is Strong Guy.
Name's Strong Guy.
How about Wonder Man?
Wonder Man.
Yeah.
Oh.
1970s/80s Wonder Man.
Yeah, the red jacket.
You know what? The cool one. That would be awesome.
Who else?
That would be, yeah.
There's a lot of really good ones. I always kind of like
Damian Hellstrom could need an update because I don't know who was in Spirits of Vengeance, but that wasn't him.
Okay. Nerd Wonder, you were saying? You got cut off a little bit.
Oh no, I was like I liked Cloak and Dagger at times.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Cloak and Dagger. That was a good miniseries.
Oh, she looks like she might do Nightcrawler. She said, "Can do." I've drawn Wonder Man already. Okay, awesome.
Yeah, do Nightcrawler. I love Nightcrawler. He's like, dude, he's so cool. He was my favorite when I was a little kid. Okay, you watch that X-Men Evolution cartoon, and he showed up. I'm like, I like him.
I wasn't picking on that. That makes perfectly good sense. I have no issue with that at all. Except I wasn't a little kid when that show was out.
Can anybody do a sketch of Amazing Man? Because that would be awesome. Y'all ever hear of Amazing Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be good because nobody ever thinks about him anymore.
Oh, Beast is a good one too, but you got to do the original old school Beast.
Like the big guy with big hands.
No, well, I guess that one.
Are you talking before hair?
Blue and fuzzy. When he started,
okay.
not full furry. I mean,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of looks stupid when they started drawing him like a cat. It's like, what the hell is that all about?
He looks like he's from Final Fantasy X, the Ronsos, which are the giant blue cat people. And then and then of course there's Avatar coming on out, and I'm just looking at him like, you either took this from Final Fantasy X or you took this from Beast, like a bajillion beasts from X-Men. But wimpier. Because Beast is awesome.
Beast can be taken down by an electric shaver. So,
or a spray bottle.
You know what? There's something we missed. There's another classic duo that never gets enough attention. Beast and Wonder Man. Those two were a great bromance.
There you go.
Yep.
Back in the what was that? George Perez years of Avengers.
Yeah. Those were
those were good books.
I gotta read those.
Oh yeah, you're missing out a treat. The art's good, the stories are good.
Basically stop Marvel at about 1995.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, there's a classic.
Doesn't matter if
there's a classic panel with Tony Stark giving it to that you get into the Avengers by being good and then things not because of diversity or whatever too.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, and you want to know what? Back in the day, the Avengers, you actually had to work to be them.
Yeah.
You had to be high in level. What some people state on groups that I've been on, like there's reasons that several other people were never entered into Avengers, like Spider-Man. Spider-Man was not allowed to be an Avenger for years because he was so young, and then they actually did try to put him in, but he had to go through training or testing, and then all of a sudden, raise your hand if you want to be an Avenger, and now it's like all these teenagers with Deadpool as their chaperone are the Avengers.
Yeah, it's just wrong.
I'm like, I'm done.
Denise, you said you don't like Perez. Do you mean you don't like his artwork, or do you don't like him as a person, or what? If you don't mind me asking.
You know what I really like is that we all have different tastes and interests, that we're not all part of a one collective hive mind. We can hate something that another person loves.
Well, you know, one artist that a lot of people love
Exactly.
that I can't stand is Humberto Ramos. I can't stand his artwork.
You can't just,
Yeah, and we should realize there's no wrong opinion except for George Perez is a bad artist. You
no, there is a
cannot
wrong
have
opinion.
that opinion
If you like Slot, you're wrong.
Yeah.
nothing can save
Perez,
Slot writing currently.
George Perez is my favorite artist.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know who's mine. I really like Ryan Stegman.
Okay, yeah, his art's good.
But my favorite artist, hands down, is Ethan Van Sciver, because inside and outside, he's a wonderful guy.
Well, maybe not a wonderful guy, but John Byrne, his artwork is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I agree there. I love his artwork too.
Romita Jr.
But I agree with what Anya's saying. John Byrne, you can basically, John Byrne draws Lego figures that you can take off the clothes and put them on, and they look exactly the same. But yeah, George Perez draws individuals. I like that. Yeah. So he's just he's the same way. John Romita Jr. is very much a John Byrne style artist. Yeah. He draws faces and such exactly the same.
I want to say, Ethan Van Sciver, if you're watching this later, because I don't think you're on it right now, a lot of people are calling you out saying they love your artwork, because he does follow me, so he might watch this. So.
Pretty good artist.
That guy's gonna watch us.
He may. So it's a cool guy.
But my gosh, I've looked at his artwork and I'm like, I gotta read this guy's books.
You know, yeah, some people in there are saying Romita Jr. and then Doug said he's not a fan. You know, I like early Romita Jr. I don't like what he's been doing recently.
With the Batman stuff? Dark Knight?
I hated his work on Captain America. The shield was disproportionate sized all the time. It was much too squarish. I don't know if he was rushing or what.
Did you hear what he said earlier?
No.
Well, it's not earlier, but a while ago. When DC announced that they were going to go, they do the creative roundtable. They announced they're going to let artists have a say now in the creation of what they do now. It's a big thing because back in the day they used to do it and they don't do it anymore. And Marvel made a big mockery of artists, kind of just saying they're a dime a dozen, which I do highly suspect they are like that. They can just throw you away if you're not cheap enough. So, and Romita was introduced as going to join Dark Metal, and that hyped me up. And he states in there, I will never go back to Marvel. Oh, wow. He stated he will never go back to Marvel. And he just went on a rant about how terrible they are. But here at DC, they're trying to change, and they're willing to talk to me.
Well, maybe that's why his artwork was so bad on Cap, because I think that was his last work with Marvel. Maybe he was pissed off, and just.
How come you always hear about when people leave Marvel pissed off, they make something crazy like Image and stuff? You never hear that about happening at DC. When people get pissed off and leave DC, nothing happens. But if people get pissed off and leave Marvel, they spawn empires.
Well, yeah. It's not always. There's been some bad blood with DC as well.
Oh, yeah. There has been plenty. I just like to make that joke.
But it does seem like there's a lot with Marvel. So to be fair, yeah.
I am liking what's going on. So I'm hoping that Ethan Van Sciver and Romita and stuff continue to give us great art over there.
Yeah. I'm going to hit him up too and see if I can get him to pop on the channel. It might be a long shot. I don't know, because I'm not a real big YouTuber or anything, but he's been incredibly nice to me every time I've sent him anything. So who knows?
I think in the end, this particular live stream is going to be confusing people because it's a comic book channel, yet we're talking about comic books.
Who would have thought?
Well,
that has not been happening for quite a while.
So you guys heard it here. You come to Captain Frugal to actually talk about comic books. Yes, we will cheat.
I made it a point. I actually, after the last video I did about Stan Lee, I was like, God, because before that happened, I was thinking, I haven't really read and reviewed comics. I haven't done a Marvel versus DC video or anything. So I said to myself, I'm going to spend 1 week comic book reviews, talking about comics, and I've managed to stick to it. And then Dan Slott and Ethan Van Sciver get into it and everything. My God, dude, can we have 1 week where we could just talk about comic books, people?
No, because they want attention. I don't know.
It's so hard because you don't want to miss that story.
Well, yeah, because and here's the problem. Because I've done 4 or 5 reviews now, and each of them have gotten a fraction of the views that the drama gets.
Yeah. But you bring up a good point.
Yeah, well, yeah, because we're a whole bunch. We are a whole bunch of comic book channels that stop talking about comic books. I mean, even when you get a review, it'll be like, oh, but look at this. It's what was it? Yeah, Cummings did the Spider-Man thing. Look at my feminist t-shirt.
Oh, I can't look at it because it's just
I did. Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. I did the Falcon.
About the feminist agenda thing. That's one piece into it, but the whole entire thing is I'm miserable. Welcome back to me being rebooted again and again.
I did the Falcon, yet I had to mention the fact that the politics of the book are freaking way off.
Yeah.
Well, and to be fair, and I'm gonna admit this openly too. I play the drama game, and what I mean by that is if something like this happens, I try to get a video in on it with my perspective, because then people are going to pay a little bit more attention to the other videos. Because otherwise, you'll see they aren't watching the flashback from the stash unless they see something that brings them over and they go, oh, okay, I'll check this out too. You know? So it is. I do that on purpose. I will admit that. So I'm just calling myself out there on it. But I just say it what it is. Speaking about that as well too, I should be having it up tomorrow. Another flashback from the stash. It's going to be Halloween themed. It's going to be Captain America.
Ooh. Oh my gosh, you're gonna do it.
Just one
You're
of the
doing Capwolf, aren't you?
I sure am. The first issue of Capwolf.
Every Halloween, somebody's got to pull out Capwolf.
Yep. So I'm just doing the first.
This will be my first time learning about Capwolf fully because I don't know as I think I've mentioned before in other stuff. Like I'm fairly new to comics. I'm just getting into like a lot of different stuff. It's been only like a few years that I've been getting a group. Like a large portion of comics,
yeah. So I'm doing the first issue, and enough people like it, want me to, I'll do more, or I'll do the whole all 6 issues if they want. But it does have a guest appearance of Wolverine in it, only in one panel in that issue, but he's in it. So,
he's in it. That works.
Yeah. And they do fight in that series as well.
Oh, nice.
Captain Cummings did a long review of Squirrel Girl, and I couldn't get through it. Peter Parker will likely
did one about it, I think.
That's all right. I look at my views, I'm not gonna pick on for that. I don't think a whole lot of people watch a whole video anyway.
Well, yeah. If you look at your analytics, most of the time, most people obviously, because it says the average watch is around 40-50% on your videos. Yeah. That's kind of weird. And I like to do things at the end of my videos and to see if anybody comments, because I know, aha, you're watching the entire thing.
I do too. Oh, Denise, little better Wolverine. I don't care. I'm not a Wolverine supporter. Awesome, I could care less either way.
Dude, the creator is so much fun to talk to. I met him once at a convention. He is a blast.
So Denise, there, no pain done there. I don't care.
Everybody's got their favorites.
But yeah, just like
Underground Geek says he loves Squirrel Girl.
There you go. I mean, a lot of people did like her back in the day.
Everybody's got their wrong opinions.
Well, he's actually a diehard.
That's fine. Everybody has their own guilty pleasure.
That's
we'll judge you a little bit.
But yeah, his guilty pleasure is Venom. Everybody knows that with him. He's a huge Venom nut. So.
Well, there's some really good Venom stuff out right now. That's like something that Marvel is doing pretty well with their Venom stuff.
Yeah.
I do.
And if you've never read the Flash Thompson Venom, that's a really good series, I think, to check out.
I won't touch it because it's one more take.
My guilty pleasure is, I would be more embarrassed to admit I like, is DC Superhero Girls. Okay,
now wait a minute. I want to catch a Nerd Wonder. You said you wouldn't touch the Flash Thompson Venom. Why?
One More Day era. I can't touch anything because it supports One More Day era, and there was only one thing that could pull me back, and it was Renew Your Vows.
I challenge you, check it out. It doesn't really touch that stuff.
But I do. There was one thing that did piss me off about it, because apparently in that run, I think it was that one that states that the symbiotes are a peaceful, magical race, like magical freaking out.
That's afterwards. That's Venom Space Knight. That's that garbage.
Good.
This is before that.
That should die. Like, we need to retcon that immediately, and then be like, no, you want to know who told us that? People possessed by the symbiotes. They want us to go to Planet Symbiote and be eaten by a giant xenomorph-like symbiote. It would be awesome.
All right, and I think we gotta wrap it up soon. So I think I Love Comics Angle Team was on a great point. Guilty pleasure, and you said your guilty pleasure was DC's
Superhero Girls, and but I think it's a fun little title. It's really simple to read. It's for younger people, but I'm just a fan of their digital releases, like Bombshells 2 as well.
Okay. And
by the way, Switchpoint did ask Damian Hellstrom what to read. Go back to the 70s for Damian Hellstrom. Get his first appearances, because back then you also had the big bombastic language that they used in the day, and it really just it fits the character so much. They're trying to John Constantine him. It just doesn't feel the same.
Silly.
Yeah, so I would go all the way back to the 70s and 80s.
Yeah. I thought Denise said, I thought you hated women like all YouTubers.
No, I'm the only one that hates women. Yeah. What a twist.
He'll make an exception for a good set of boobs once in a while. All right. So speaking with you, Nerd Wonder, what is your guilty pleasure? It doesn't have to be a recent book either.
I don't know. Renew Your Vows has actually been pretty good, so I don't know. But I think I may stick with Runaways as my guilty pleasure, because literally I respect some of the group that was on it, specifically because they did admit something that I've read in a journal that no other creator admits, that what makes it or breaks it as a comic book, like if it's going to stay on as an ongoing series, is how many people pre-order. That is the literal thing. And so he begged 3 months in advance. Well, he didn't beg, but he was telling everybody, this is how it works. If you want this series to stay around, pre-order now. Okay. Because that's how the thing works. I'm like, honest, I'll do it.
There you go.
There's something
about a past guilty pleasure is Captain Carrot and the Amazing Zoo Crew.
Oh, those were awesome.
They actually did a reference of that in Superman.
Yep.
I know. I saw that. But
I was like, that's adorable.
The older books had so many stupid animal puns. It was just like, who did you make that book for?
It's Pokemon Go reference too. But I did. Oh, yeah. Did you ever see that? Never mind.
Oh, so somebody censored herself.
No. I was gonna say there was a robot chicken with the Zoo Crew for their DC episode, and it was Green Lantern laughing because it's a bunch of animals doing a funeral.
Oh dear.
And they all squeak.
Awesome. For me, a guilty pleasure, probably for an old one, would have been Spider-Ham. I really enjoyed the Star Comics Spider-Ham, sorry. So that I really enjoyed. I don't think I have a current guilty pleasure, so at the moment. Maybe. Okay, there we go, Doug. Should dress up as NFL Super Pro for Halloween. I actually have some NFL Super Pro issues.
If you're gonna do that, you might as well call yourself Kickers Inc. and go Marvel Unit. I mean, if you're gonna go bad, go all the way.
I've got some of those too.
Let's go New Universe style.
How about Spitfire, or is it Spitfire and the
Troubleshooters, Cyforce, DP7, Night Mask, and Merc.
Yep.
Yes.
Sounds like knockoff Teen Titans.
It was a new universe.
The knockoff Teen Titans was kind of Cyforce. Then you had the knockoff X-Men, which were DP7, knockoff Superman, or it was Starbrand.
Starbrand and Night Mask.
Just for the
read a bit of those. They're pretty good.
just for the record, there was a good villain from the NFL Super Pro series named Splice, and he fought Wonder Man later on as well. So, just saying.
Now, I truly believe with this one, Frugal should dress as Slotto Blocktavius for Halloween.
I'd have to wear a fat suit. I'm not saying that to be mean. It's just
Any of
You should dress
Strike
up as
Force Mercury, that is not a guilty pleasure. That's a legitimately good book.
yeah. Strike Force Montori was great. So,
It's a good guilty pleasure. I'm trying to think of anything, but I don't know. I try and only stick to good comics.
gosh,
It's
Doug is on
expensive.
fire today. I'm Doug's whooping boy today. He said Frugal should have also appear as Rob Liefeld with giant-chested Captain America.
Man, he is on point. Oh man, did you hear about that they were apparently like there was that joke about Marvel versus Capcom, the game, the new one, and they're all like, looks like they used Liefeld models and just like
It did.
identical.
I hate that. Captain America looks like he's on roids to the hill. It's like, come on, he's not the Hulk. Absolutely couldn't stand that.
He got his powers from drugs, but not those kind of drugs.
Right. But I mean, he's huge in that.
Yeah,
So-
he's like they're not the best. I have to say that Capcom and Marvel are a match made in heaven because they are both right now just corporate suits that just don't understand their audiences
Boy,
and
they
have
both-
one good book.
You're
That is
right.
just
They have both dropped the bomb so bad, haven't they?
Yeah. They decided to remove Mega Man, so they for petty reasons, and they tried to reboot Devil May Cry. They threw into
there's-
the ground.
No X-Men in that Capcom versus Marvel fight game. No Fantastic Four.
That was Marvel's fault on that, obviously. They were
Right.
like, no. And I don't even know if they're gonna be like they said, we may put them as DLC. It's like, do not say that word, Capcom.
Hey guys, just for the record, I am working on beating Mega Man 1. I'm holding myself to it. I'm getting there.
Oh, I can't even
What
do
did
that.
he ever
but-
do to you?
I've never beat a Mega Man game, and so I've challenged myself to do it. And I'm one of
I've
those that I have to
never
start at the
played one.
beginning of a
Guilty
series.
gear.
I can't just go in the middle of a series. I got to start at the beginning. So, speaking of which, Nerd Wonder, do you play any games?
Yeah, I play a lot of them. I like a lot of the old stuff. I think we discussed before. I think you were talking about doing Clock Tower. I love the NES version that's on the DOS.
Yes.
You have to get a translated version of that.
Well, I
but
beat the first Clock Tower. I got a video. I'm finishing
Yes,
it up,
please.
editing with me beating it at the end.
oh my gosh, did you get the suckiest ending? That's like one of the best. is
Yeah,
when
I
you
got
get-
that. I got that. I did a couple endings of it, and then I got like the B ending and things like that.
The S ending I had to look up, but it was a nice one. And then I tried to play the PS1 version. But right now I'm playing Persona 5 because I'm a big Persona junkie.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Well, the next one, I'm as I said, I think after that Mega Man, I'm probably going to do Clock Tower 2.
How do you record your videos though?
the Resident Evil
Like,
knockoff?
I mean, are
For
you
the
using an
games?
Elgato?
Yeah,
or,
I use an Elgato.
Yeah.
Game capture.
I'm trying to get enough money up for a TV because we've got an Elgato.
Mhm.
It's powerful enough to run it. It doesn't have a TV near it, so I need to get a TV.
Well,
Oh, Final
look
Fantasy
at-
7 is good too. Yeah, Judy.
if you look at my first few game review videos that I did, they're with a video camera focused on the TV.
Yeah, but a video camera would cost the same as the TV.
Well,
I was
you know,
going to I wanted to do a review on a video game, but I was going to draw, and I was going to do Zero Escape, the new one, because I hate it so much. And I'm so angry because I was a big fan of Zero Escape.
Before I
It's
knew
nice.
what I needed for the Elgato, I went out and I bought games because I
Nice.
figured, hey, why don't just do superhero gaming? And
Yeah.
I wanted to do the Punisher, and I've got Ghost Rider and all the old Batmans and everything, and thought, okay, yeah, that would be awesome.
I don't have Ghost Rider.
Do Superman 64.
Oh, I beat that. So
What?
yeah, I beat that game. My wife bought that for me.
Oh.
So some people say she secretly hated me.
I have
So-
Aquaman,
Oh,
and
I think I'd
yeah.
rather play some-
It makes
I
me
would
wonder-
rather.
Mr. Dystopian
this
mentioned
thing.
Metal Slug. If you have not played Metal Slug series is awesome. My little girl with just
I love
two
that
bought me the
series.
Metal Slug anthology.
They're really good. I used to play them in arcades all the time.
And by the way, see how? Well, I left my PlayStation Vita down for a second to go do something, and she went onto the store just pushing buttons and bought me the anthology. I came back and like,
she's got a good
game, wife, you know. So just so you know.
Oh, Monkey Island, yes, I do play the classics of that. Yeah.
I have not played that, and I want to though. And yes, I did beat Superman 64. Those rings are
Hey, Denise, I play the Lego games also.
Yes. Have you played Lego Batman?
Yes, I have.
I 100%ed that.
I have a friend that actually does reviews on that one. He's doing a playthrough of, I think, Lego Batman right now.
The only one that I 100%ed was Pirates of Caribbean, but now I don't touch my superhero games because I want to make videos of them while I'm playing. So I haven't done any of the others.
Yeah, do a let's play with it, and then get somebody else in the room to talk to you about superheroes while you play it.
Yeah,
do a game grumps thing.
Like I said, I get when I can get up the $200 extra TV that we could plug the computer into and the Elgato and do the whole thing.
Yeah, that sounds good.
The Elgato's this really good cup, paperweight.
If you want to see two nerds having a blast, just laughing and giggling up playing a game, I did one of Left 4 Dead with Rat Bite Games. He came over and we played it together. It was a freaking blast.
Oh, I would challenge you to grab somebody, my daughter or something. We could do a tournament of Left 4 Dead.
That would be.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
That'd be good, but I'd have to actually pay for online on Xbox then. Darn it.
Wait, what system? Oh, wait, yeah, that's right. Wait, PC or Xbox?
Yeah, I don't have it on a PC. I have it on Xbox.
Xbox, yeah. I got the Xbox
360. No problem. They're cheap now. I actually had it for PC. That was like one of the first Steam games I got.
But yeah, to do something like that, I'd probably be willing to pay for a month of subscription for it because I've never paid for that. So.
They give you some free.
Do you have the downloadable content?
No. My Xbox has never been online.
Okay, so yeah, you would have to get that and then the downloadable content, so we're on even ground.
Hey, I'm called Captain Frugal for a reason.
Right.
I bought my
Go buy a used copy. There's some, I think, with all the DLC installed or something like that. You can go find those.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a stockpile of games in the plastic wrappers and everything I have not played. I've got like Marvel Superheroes, Lego Batman 2 and 3 still I haven't played. The Last of Us, Evil Within. I got a ton.
Oh, Evil Within is really good. You'll like that.
I haven't played Last of Us either. Yeah. I've got it on my shelf, and like I said, all the superhero games that come out. I've got Young Avengers and such. I was thinking, man, that would be so good when I'm done with watching the shows and everything.
Yeah, I don't have a PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One. I have the PlayStation. I have several PlayStation 3s, PlayStation 2. I almost have about all the retro consoles.
So you can't play Injustice 2?
I don't have Injustice 2. I beat Injustice 1 with every character.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. Like Injustice 2, I'm looking forward to picking that one up, but funds are kind of short right now.
Well, I just can't see
the problems lie.
Yeah, I can't see playing $60 for a video game.
Yeah, I've been told by a friend, especially if it's like Injustice and like fighty games, to wait. Like just wait a little while, and then it's going to be the same fun adventure no matter what. And yeah,
I wait on everything. I don't buy it new. I'll get it used or find it cheap. Yeah. I mean, I just beat Halo, the first Halo this year. So.
What?
I know.
There's a few games that I will get right when they come out, and I think one of them, this is my guilty pleasure, Etrian Odyssey for the 3DS is like my favorite game to play on the go.
I think the last time I got a game right when it came out was Black Ops 2. And I got that when it came out because I didn't have to pay for it. I had a company bought it for me because I was doing statistical analysis for a project for them. For a product. So my job was to play the game and adjust parameters and things like that. And so I diamond every gun on that game. So
I actually don't play those.
So I was getting paid. So
yeah, there you go.
And yes, a lot of people here are mentioning Uncharted. Absolutely. Yeah. Uncharted's a great one. I beat 1, 2, and 3 on PlayStation 3, and I beat the Vita game one as well.
My friend, my arty friend, she was really into Uncharted. So for my birthday, she got me like the Uncharted classics, and then we played together online. It's one of my favorite things to do.
The game is just amazing.
Yeah.
It's like playing in an Indiana Jones movie. You know,
It really is.
really
It
good.
is Indiana Jones. They took it as the male Tomb Raider, but Tomb Raider's the female Indiana Jones, which is henceforth why it took forever for them to get the movie to be made. Like they went everywhere saying, we have a script already made for our video game to be a movie, and everywhere they went and said, you just made Indiana Jones. But in today's time period, I think we need Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
We need fun stuff.
Uncharted 2 is one of the best games I've ever played.
Yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal.
That's easy.
Oh no, his stalker's back? That sucks.
Which one would that be?
I don't know.
Yeah.
He's got a ton, doesn't he? Like DNC's got some. I bet he has a bunch.
I've got a few. I've got one that likes to stalk my YouTube, one that likes to stalk my Twitter, and Dan Slot, which stalks everything I do. So
Senpai Slot.
Yeah. You know, I have that Tomb Raider game, the newer one, too. I haven't played that yet either, so that's on my list.
I actually haven't played Tomb Raider in years. I think the first one I ever played was Tomb Raider 2.
I never played any of those older ones. I just, the most recent one's the only one I've got.
I was like 10 or something, and my mom got super mad that my dad let us get it. But we're like, look, it's a strong, independent female role model for us. But really, we just wanted her to shoot guns and do backflips.
My wife wants the PlayStation 4 bad, so we can get that new Wolfenstein, or not Wolfenstein, Doom, the new Doom, the most recent one that was out. So one of these days.
I still just want to play through Arkham Knight and Injustice too.
Yeah, I am.
But I literally, really just love playing superhero games.
Yeah,
I'm going to state this. I have to play Dark Knight. Everybody bashes on me for it. I own almost all of them. I own all the Arkham whatever games except for, I think, the Dark Knight one.
Okay.
And I haven't played a single one of them. I got them in couple bundles.
Oh my gosh. I play them through. I'll be playing other games, get bored, and then I'll put Batman back in.
Yeah, I hear it's really good. Like, everybody keeps screaming they're really good, but I go back to Fallout every single time New Vegas.
The only game that I play that can keep me away from Batman is Splinter Cell, and Splinter Cell is just like Navy SEAL Batman.
Well, I've beat the Arkham one. I have Arkham City. I haven't played it yet. But if you like Arkham 2, I just haven't gotten to it. I have a backlog that's huge of games. I just haven't gotten to it yet. But I beat Asylum. But if you like Arkham Asylum and you don't want as much to deal with as much of that mystery stuff and things, but you still like the fight mechanics and stuff, the Captain America game is cheap and it's really good for PlayStation.
Okay, you remember how I said that Uncharted is one of the best games ever made?
Yeah.
City is the best game ever made. That I'm so surprised. That's the one you chose not to play. Wow.
No, I just haven't gotten to it. I mean, just my Xbox and PlayStation stack alone. I see I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I got 27 games here that I haven't played just on that. And that's not including my Nintendo ones and stuff like that I haven't played yet either.
You got a Nintendo Switch?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you said
I have Nintendo, Super Nintendo.
Oh, the nice stuff. Yeah.
Nintendo 64, GameCube.
And the good stuff.
Yeah, I have Dreamcast, PlayStation 1, Genesis.
I like getting the really old RPGs for them, like the JRPGs when Japan was good. Like it flip-flopped. Like back in the day, it was the JRPGs had the best story and best adventures, and the Western RPGs were kind of meh. And now it's just completely reversed. And now it's like every single JRPG I see is a guy in zippers with big emo angst and long and pink-haired girlfriend. Meanwhile, the Western ones are like, we're branching out and have plenty of story. And I'm like, when did this happen? Japan, get your act together. Persona, though, is always good, though.
And also for the nerds out there, I also have the Commodore 64. So,
dude.
So yeah, I have a lot of. I've never hardly ever get rid of my systems and things, and so we've always just kept them, Game Boys and all that, and because why? We enjoy playing them. The kids love playing them, but I also had a cousin, and my cousin was one of those that always had to have the newest thing. And so he would give me his other stuff when he got the new one. That's how I got my Xbox. I didn't have to pay for it even. And things. And sad story, not to bring down the mood, but I was playing a game with him at night one night. We were playing online, together, because that's what we would do here and there. And I got off, for the night, play with him, and found out he died just a couple hours afterwards. So that sucked. So yeah, he had a massive heart attack based on it, because he had seizures. He had a seizure that was really big, and it just gave him a heart attack, and he didn't make it. So I got to play a game with him on the last night of his life. We had a lot of fun. So I guess in a way it was a nice way. So
that's interesting. That's a nice way to go out, I guess.
Yeah. And so a point is, be nice to everybody. You never know when their last day will be. I know I don't have the Sega CD. That's one I never got. No, even be nice to Dan Sly. The guy is a turd and things, but I don't wish him ill will.
Nah, I think he needs to go to the park or Disney World. Disney World always makes people happy.
Yeah. But nope, I never had the Sega CD. Sorry, and if so, do you? Nope, and I don't have Snatcher. It's just one of those I don't have. And there is 2 systems I sold, and I kicked myself for. I sold the Atari 2600 to get an Atari 7800. So I kicked myself because I had the Woody, and I got rid of the original Sega Master System. Which, looking back, actually, there's one other system I got rid of too, and I kicked myself for that. And I sold an Atari XT computer. So those are ones I wish I didn't get rid of. So, but yeah, lots of old school stuff.
Old school is great.
Yeah.
Like I like going to shops that sell old school games. Like GameStop doesn't sell them, but I love the PS1 era because they have like a huge repertoire.
Yeah,
of really nice games. But like, I don't get that anywhere else.
Yeah, I shop around garage sales, things like that, and I get stuff when I find it cheap.
There is one game I want, and I think it's called Rule of the Rose, and it's supposed to be a really good horror game about a girl finding a stalker or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's supposed to be really good, but it's so expensive because they only released it very little in the US.
Oh, okay.
It's like a horror game junkie's dream is right there, I hear.
Awesome.
Pretty art.
All right, I know we probably should wrap this up pretty quick here. So before we do, though, I want to give a shout out. Everyone, help Engelteen out here then. Help I Love Comics go to his Patreon and things. Help him get that Elgato so we can watch him playing some superhero games.
Yeah. I want to.
That would be nice.
I'd love to see you play some of the really old school X-Men games. Like, they were awesome.
I've got those too.
That sucks.
Twin Dragon versions. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Those are pretty good.
The X-Men, the ones that were precursors to the Ultimate Marvel ones or whatever.
Yeah,
those are good.
I've got them down here, but for some reason, X-Men Legacy, I want to say, is one of them. I don't know. My mind is way out there.
I'd have to pull them up. I beat them both. So
they're tons of fun. Got those. I've got like I said, all the Batman games. I've got the Legos. I've got the Aquaman. I can't wait to try that one because
no, you can wait. That one sucks.
Aquaman.
It's terrible.
Well, part of the fun of doing this.
You're so lucky. Sorry.
Part of the fun of this is, of course, playing the bad ones. All the Batman games, like Batman and the animated and the Dark Tomorrow. All the good bad ones. Batman Forever, the old Avengers game, a lot of good ones.
Yeah, I beat Batman Forever on the Genesis. That sucked.
I kind of dug that game. It was a decent side scroller, at least.
I like the Batman and Robin one on Genesis. That was a side scroller.
That was tough. Batman Rise of Sinzu is torture. Yeah, that one could be really I'm forgetting what the name was. It was the animated series they had for GameCube, and
yeah, I beat that.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I got that and beat it too. Yoo-hoo!
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right. So as I said, I guess we should wrap it up. So everyone, I want to say a special thanks once again to I Love Comics Engelteen for joining. I always love it. He's a great person to have on.
Tons of fun, and I actually stayed quiet this time so we could. Give some attention to Nerd Wonder.
Yeah,
I talk a lot more. Frugal can tell you. I usually talk a lot more than this.
I
wanted to give you time to shine.
Dude, I try to restrain myself in this one.
Oh, no, feel free to talk more. I'm going to have you back. You're an absolute blast to have back. And I think Nightwolf would love chatting with you, too, as well, because he's very big into the RPG games and things. So
yes, we should totally chat it up, Nightwolf. Like, we can chat it up about everything.
Yeah, there you go. And he's good with the anime stuff, too. So I think you guys would have a great chat with that.
Absolutely. And you guys should go and read Hellsing. Like, I swear to you. Nightwolf can vouch for me on that one.
All right. So before hanging up, I just want to say, everyone, you know what? Let's be good to each other. You know, I know there's a lot of negativity out there right now, and it's very easy to join. And let's try to maybe give it a little bit of a positive issue and help support those artists and things that are treating the fans good. Do either of you have anything else you want to say or plug your channel one last time before you go?
I don't know.
No.
Yeah, that would be you, Nerd Wonder. Talk about your stuff. Talk about what you got going on.
You guys can go and follow me on my Twitter. I think it's just Your Nerd Wonder. I post a little bit of comics here and there. I'm trying to post more, and I do little videos. So if you guys want, go check me out. I rant and draw. That's my specific 101. I will draw as I'm doing anything on my channel.
And she does both of them very well.
Aw, thank you.
All right. And you know I love comics. So until next time, guys, we appreciate having you here and that you took time to watch. So I hope you all have a wonderful night. And until next time, keep it frugal. I got to get us all off air here, too. So we're still on. So I got to figure out how to I got to remember how to do this and take us off of here. And nope, that's not the right button. So everyone's still seeing this. It still says, I know this is terrible, right? I don't know how to turn it off.
The beginning where everybody's like, "Are we working?"
There we
now
go.
You're saying, "Are we off? Are we off?"
Yeah, we're still on. So okay, now we're gonna be going bye bye. All right, you guys have a good one.